Get a game. Okay, waiting for the first move. Gonna play a Sicilian. So I'm still in ratings recovery mode. I briefly made it over 1700, but this week, but I gave it back. So this is where we are. Normal Sicilian so far. Welcome everybody. I bring the knight out to defend the pawn is the typical way it's played. Yeah, you can do that, I guess. This knight is undefended. I was just playing a normal Sicilian. This is a move in the some other Sicilian where you have a pawn here, so you can't immediately put the knight here. So he just defends it. Here, since he put the bishop here, I will block that pawn. Yeah, no, I guess this was okay. This was the Sicilian I was thinking of was you already had the knight here, and so you couldn't develop the bishop because it would leave this knight hanging. Just castle. I want to prepare the push d6 to d5. I want to unpin. Yeah, let's castle first. Seems like there's nothing he can do to stop me from pushing, so I have that whenever. Yeah, and here, let's kick this once, see what he does. Does he want to trade? Okay, then we go here. If he takes, I can take back with the knight, exposing an attack on the bishop. He could drop back here. I would have to worry about defending this pawn. He just does that. Well, I will take, of course. Don't understand that particularly. So anyway, you are here for the first game. Just getting started. I'm kind of, even though I'm in rating recovery mode, I'm kind of sleepy right now. So I might not be able to recover my rating at all today, but I'll play and have some fun. Hopefully fun. So I could take his bishop. I mean, I could take either bishop. If I take this bishop, it defends the pawn. And then if he takes this bishop, I can take back with the knight. And it's under attack, so he has to do something. Can't take... Oh, he could take this pawn. So I'll take this bishop, I see, and then he takes here with the knight. So I take this bishop. He takes this pawn. I take. He has to take with the bishop. So I take. He takes back with a knight, and he's got 2 knights against 2 bishops. That's kind of interesting. So he took the bishop. I thought he wouldn't do that because he would lose material, but I guess it's okay. I guess it's okay. For him, I mean. Because his knight can go here now and hit my queen. Yeah. Good point. So I can go here. Where's his knight going? There, 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 or there. It looks like it's all covered. And if he attacks the pawn, I can play... yeah, I think I'll play that anyway. I could take en passant, but then he gets his knight in a good position. Let's just play f5 and defend the pawn. And I have a passed pawn. A protected passed pawn. And then I can use my knight to evict this knight. So what's it going to be? I have a check here. It doesn't do anything at the moment, but maybe useful at some point. Let's see, I could check and then bring my knight here. That's kind of cool. Instead of just trading off his knight, just let it stay there. And just watch out for the forks and things. He's got a fork here between my rook and queen. I've got a skewer here, but it doesn't work. So knight this way. It doesn't work because his knights cover that square. I could take this pawn, and he takes back, then I take the knight. Yeah, so knight takes. What's he going to do? He has no check. Well, he does have a check, but it's covered, so. And it's with the queen, not the knight. So he's got to move the queen, or take the knight. And then I will take his knight. And then his other knight is kind of sadly placed. He did that. That's weird. He's not getting enough for the queen. He can get a rook, but it's just an exchange. It's not even... oh, he wants me to walk into a fork, huh? I don't have to do that, though. Here, I'll attack the other knight. That was probably a miscalculation on his part. Let's see, check here. So I could check here. I could take this knight. I can take this rook. Let's take this rook. If he takes back with the king, I have bishop check. Takes back with the rook, I take the knight. Bishop check, I mean, it loses the bishop, but I get this knight, so it's just a trade, yeah. I'm just winning here. All right, so we started off okay, in spite of being kind of sleepy. Played a nice solid game. I was thinking about this, how when you work your way up the ranks, every rank is teaching you a lesson. And the lesson of the 1600s is how to play solid and refute unsound attacks. Let's see if I can keep it up. Ruy Lopez. It's like the Mortimer variation. I had a answer for this at one time. He's not attacking the he's not attacking my rook pawn, so I don't have to waste a move defending it. He really wants me to go back to c2, huh? That's funny. He's spent a lot of moves. Okay, so he's got a bishop there, so he's going to push that pawn, attacking my rook. So I play here. He pushes the pawn. I go here, attacking his bishop. He can trade or he can take here. Doesn't matter. Yeah, let's just go here. Queen defends the bishop here, you see, after I move the d pawn out of the way. If he doesn't take, I can play queen to e2 and double up on that pawn. Yep. Or he could retreat. Retreating is always an option. If he pushes this pawn, I take, he takes, I take the rook, and then I take the pawn. So, kick the knight. Kick the knight. I've got this square covered. Ah, no, he could go here because he's got two knights. Okay, so let's develop my knight. There's no light squared bishop, so I don't have to worry about bishop here skewering me or pinning my knight if the knight goes here. Okay, so the center is getting clogged up. Let's accept that. So this knight is hanging now. That knight. Okay, we can go here. He can go there, 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 or there. Or he can go back. Or he can defend it. I wanted to go there. I see. So anyway, my pawn is defended. Let's go here and see what he does. No, I think I want to go here. And free up a square for my knight. Knight goes back and up again, I guess. So I'm wasting a little bit of time, but this was an annoying pawn, so it's worth it. Okay, once again I have to watch out for forks. Yeah, threatening a check. But the knight is defended by the bishop. So he could just block the check with the pawn. That would be sufficient. Okay, so, but he decided to block anyway. So he can't take that pawn. So I can go here. I need to still avoid the forks. Which is why I couldn't play the natural retreating move. But I have bishop to a3 now. I have pawn takes pawn. I like pawn takes pawn. Then I can move my knight with tempo because I'll be hitting his knight. So yeah, let's just take it then. My rook is defended, so it's cool. So I have check. If I kick this knight, where is it going? There with check, or there with check, or it goes back. But the point is, it makes this knight weaker. Yeah, just got to have enough time to avoid the checks. As I get low on time, I might run into knight forks or something. It's a tricky situation with the knights swarming around the king. So he just went back. Okay, so queen here. Hitting this knight. He could just go back. Yeah, it's not a bad move. Let's see. So knight here to... yeah, he would take it. Knight here, maybe. And then bring the other knight up to defend it. So my knights start to swarm around his king. If he pushes the pawn, I can take this knight with check. If the queen moves, I might be able to take this knight. Anyway, yeah, let's defend it. Defend the pawn, defend the knight. I can push this pawn forward. Force this this pawn to move or to take it, and after it's gone, if I take, then there's this skewer here, there's this here. I think this is pretty good. His knight is out of play now. So let's see. Here's the move. I just gotta go for it. Yeah, so he went there. What does this mean? Oh, this is undefended now, but I can't get to it because the pawn blocks. See, I could play here, but he could take it. Oh, and I can't take en passant anymore. Well, he can't evict this knight so easily. Yeah, let's try and evict this knight. He can take this pawn, yeah. That's probably what he was planning, because then he can play here. But is this so great? I can take this pawn, for example. Can also maybe take this pawn depending on what he plays. Threatening this pawn. So he moves the knight. Okay. Yeah, why don't we just push this pawn then? His king is trapped. His queen can't check me. He can push these pawns, yeah. We can all push pawns. Aha, he can take twice, huh? See, I push, he takes, I take, he takes, I take, he takes with the queen. So I should probably defend that. Ah, so he's trying to get the check here to work. But the rook covers this square. He's got the check here, huh? Okay, so we come back here. I don't need the... and he ran out of time. So that's a win. Let's go to the analysis board and see if I really was ahead there. I thought I was up. Yeah, plus 10, plus 11. I mean, what can he really do in this position? He was searching for a move. Say he takes. I mean, giving up the queen for the rook is not a strategy for winning. Then I don't even take right away. I just go for the check here. That's true. This is mate, huh? Okay. Yeah, that was pretty bad. I didn't see that, but that was pretty bad. Let's get another game. So that's good. We got 2 wins to start this off with, and I'm up to 1692. Mr. Plan. Dystopian. Mr. Topian. Dystopian. See, I did a Sicilian already. Let's do the French. Okay, he's attacking my pawn, which is defended. He could bring the bishop out and then pup his knight here, but I have time to play this move, so I should just treat this like an exchange French, although he played the unusual knight move here. I guess I need to push this pawn before I bring the bishop out, because this square is not defended. So let's do that. Let's bring the bishop out. And castle. Now, if he doesn't pin my knight on this move, I will, yeah, I guess I'll play this anyway. Kick the bishop once. I will do something to stop the pin. That was what I was going to say. Oh, he went back. Anyway, let's bring my bishop out then. So, knight here to here, and then maybe up to here. Would be interesting. Yeah, I think I'd like to get rid of this knight. At the cost of a bishop even. It seems worth it to me. I get my rook here first so that I have to take... I want to develop my knight here and I would leave this undefended. I could put my queen here and he would take and I would get my queen here. I guess. You know, if you have the bishop pair like this, you shouldn't be so quick to give one of those bishops away. Should keep the bishop pair for a while and see what you can do, or try and trade it for something valuable. Anyway, yeah, see, I get that knight move in, and then the rooks defend each other. So he's threatening to mate me, huh? Let's respect that. I don't want to be mated. That's the trouble with blitz. Sometimes you make a casual move, not noticing your opponent has just made a mate threat. Actually, it wasn't a mate threat, was it? He was threatening... my knight was still defending there. Anyway, let's step up to a dark square. He's got a light squared bishop, so putting the king on a dark square makes it a little bit safer. I'm not sure how I want these knights to go now, but I think still knight back here and up here. Over here, and then I'll have two knights on this square here. That would be nice. Yeah. So this kind of journey is what I'm thinking. Knight here to here to here. When I go here, it'll kick the queen. And then I'll have this square as a possibility. And he's doing something with his knight. Yeah, so he's got both knight and bishop on this square, but I think that's okay. He takes, I take, he takes, I take. I mean, it's two whole pieces to win two pawns, and then he's just got a queen in there. Maybe he's planning to take my knight. Take, 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 take. Looks like I get control of the e-file because he can't put a rook here. It's not a covered square, and then I can bring my rook over. Maybe. Dystopian 3. What's it going to be? Yeah, I'm threatening his knight, and I'm also threatening this pawn, so probably he has to take. He doesn't have to take here. He could have retreated his knight to this square and defended, I guess. But this is what I was saying. He can't play rook e1 here because the queen guards that square. So we got a knight versus bishop endgame here. Let's keep the queens on. I'll step aside with the queen, knowing that I can put a rook here. because the queen does work well with the knight, usually. White's king position is pretty solid. I could go knight to h, or yeah, is that h5 to f4, hitting the queen and the bishop. That's something to think about. There's a maneuver, and it also hits this pawn. If my queen were over here already, that would be a mate threat. But he could step up his queen and defend the pawn. Anyway, that's one idea. The other idea is to bring the knight here. But I think, first I want to bring my rook out. The other thing I've spotted here is that if I were to move my queen over here, it would hit this pawn. If he moves it, creates some dark squared weaknesses. Oh, it forks these pawns. So he probably will play c3, and then that would leave this bishop a little loose. He's using up all his time. I think there's no real good active plan for white at this position, but I could be wrong. It's one of the things you've got to learn, I guess, is if you can't find an active plan, play an inactive one. just move. You got to move. Yeah, so now I can get my rook here, which is what I wanted to do. He did defend that pawn, yeah. I could have done that fork right after the queen move. I was too eager to. Okay, so knight here, bishop takes, rook takes is a possibility. But I kind of like the other knight maneuver. Knight here to f4, hitting the bishop. Queen supports it, and the queen, I could also move the queen over here to defend the knight. So I'm wondering, I mean, he played that pretty quick. What's he planning to do with the check? Because it puts the king in line. If the king moves, it puts the king in line, yeah. So he doesn't move. So how can I take advantage of this? I should find a way to hit the rook, I guess. Okay, I need to keep the knight defended. Attack a pawn. Oh, I should just take the rook, of course. Oh, yeah. That was something. Yeah, he's going to step up with the king. Step forward with my pawns. Take. If I take here, he might take back. Then I'll attack this pawn. Pinned. The pawn is pinned against the bishop, so he loses this pawn. Or the bishop. Yeah. Just ran out of time there. All right, creeping our way up towards 1700. Let's get somebody new. Knight d3 looked like it led to mate. Ah, yeah, if I remember, I'll take a look at it after this game. Anyway, welcome to the stream, Super Potzer. Good to see you. So what is this? This is the modern Benoni. Somebody put the bishop here instead of fianchettoing it like normal. I don't know about that. Anyway, this defends the center, and it is defended by a knight, so it's okay. And then just develop. The square here is a good square for your pieces. You know, the knight can go there, the bishop can go there. You can play here to keep him from putting a pawn up. What should I do first, though? You know, so many choices. Well, I always like to move my bishop first, just so I can castle. But is that really the right thing to do here? The other thing is you could make a target. Yeah, let's do this. Let's move the bishop. Let's see. He can attack it with the knight. Let's go here. Prevents the pen, and I'll move the bishop to here and to here. And his queen over here is not threatening much. Oh, it pins that pawn. Okay, it is threatening something. Okay, so we will, I mean, it pinned the knight. Pinned the knight, so this pawn was loose. So we will develop the bishop and get castled after all. It's just checking to see if I knew which way to move the pawn. This is still a good square for my pieces, knight here to here. So he defends it. That's a pain, but anyway, yeah, let's get castled so I can move the knight. I can keep pushing that pawn. He really can. But should he? That's the question. Again, I need to keep this defended. I can put a knight back here now. This is defended. I can not take because it's pinned. But I can take back. Say he takes, I take with the rook, and the queen has to move. So I think all he's done is weaken himself, but I might be wrong. Anyway, I'm going to move my knight back here when I get the chance. Then we'll resume the targeting of this pawn, which is the weak sister here. Anyway, Gary the man, he must have played the Benoni a lot. He knew that technique well. Yeah, so put the knight here. You get a tempo on the queen. That all looks good. Now I could take here. He just takes back. Let's do what I was going to do, which is bishop here. The advantage of taking, I guess, is it frees up a space for this bishop. So I will do that at some point. I mean, another way to get a space for the bishop is to push this pawn. And the bishop can come out here. Okay, let's go here with the knight. Let him go here if he wants to. Oh, but that will defend this pawn. Shucks. Shucks. Well, I'm ganging up on this pawn, so now I'm threatening to take it, I guess. Okay, he's setting up a discovered attack on my rook, so let's just move it aside. It's good to have it here anyway. And I can win a pawn here. I win a pawn and I free up my bishop. Now, do I take with the queen? So the knight could go here. Or I take with the knight so the bishop could go here. You know what he could do? He could put his rook here. He didn't do it though. Okay, so what is he looking at? The dark squares. Oh, he's also looking at this square, yeah. Yeah, definitely. So here, this attacks the queen and defends the pawn. Yeah, I thought rook to b8 was a better move because then I would be forced to move this guy, I guess. Maybe I would defend it with the bishop. Hard to say. Okay, next step is to develop this bishop. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do, is drop this bishop back here, keep pressure on the center. I can play rook here, queen here. Queen here, I think. Yeah, that knight can't go anywhere too terribly dangerous. It's hanging. I can add more pressure to it. And if it moves, I can take the bishop. Knight h5. Oh, I could have kept going with the knights, huh? Before he moved here, I guess. Knight h5. Oh. That's bad. Yeah. I left my knight alone when I did that. Okay, what does that mean? That means I need another piece here. Still, if the knight moves, there is... Okay, I can force the queen to move. Yeah, I might get it back. We will see. I haven't given up yet, but it looks like this is going the wrong way for me. Yeah, he goes there. So I take, he takes. See, if I move my rook, then I lose the knight. Pawn up. This is kind of a tricky situation, because the knight defends the rook. Yeah, the knight defends the rook. That was, otherwise pushing the pawn up was a bit dangerous. And this this knight is defended by this rook, so it feels like my position is very tenuously held together, but there it is. Gary the man. Have we got you? Okay, so I see. He's hitting the rook. So I can take this one. Hitting the bishop. Good luck today. Thank you, Catman. Yeah, maybe I'm winning this one again. Because the queen's defended here. The knight could go here, but then I take his queen. Hello, Timo. Welcome to the stream. Well, his pieces are hanging, that's for sure. Okay, so he's offering a trade of bishop or a knight for knight, right? Actually, that's not a trade, is it? Maybe it is. I take the knight. He takes, and I take. Can't I just mate? Is there a mate here? Oh, wow. I missed a mate. Amazing. Okay, so what do I want to do? I want to unpin my queen in a way. Free up my knight to move. Gonna gang up on this pawn again, I guess. It's thematic. Chase the queen off this diagonal if I can. He voluntarily went there. I was planning to play my rook up to chase him there. He has to drop back. Okay, so he's keeping that defended. Now what do we need? Need to move a little faster, huh? I know. Rook to here would hit the bishop. Yeah, this is going to be tough for me. I have trouble in these time pressure situations. I'm just defending all my pieces, basically, trying to trade off his pieces. And let's take with the rook. Let's not change our mind too much. So we got bishop and knight versus rook, bishop, and knight versus two rooks. So yeah, if I take there, he's going to he is going to get some pressure on my knight or my bishop. Yep, so it's fine. Let's just walk the king over now. And he ran out of time. I think I was winning in this final position. I could have pushed this pawn with check too. Analysis board here. It seems there's a lot to go over in this game. What was the final position? +5, +4. So +4 is good. Battery with bishop and queen. So going back, this is all +4 around here. +2, +4, +3, that range. Now this is +8, so I shouldn't bring the queen over. Yeah, I was just trying to simplify, but a better move is to attack with the bishop. Yeah, so I was winning all through here. Let's see, after this, if he had taken here with the bishop instead of taking with the queen. If you'd taken with the bishop, it says it's only, my advantage is only +1.5 at this point. So that was his best chance in this crazy ending. Yeah, mate in 2. Oh, of course. When did I create that battery? Yeah, I didn't even pay attention to that. So when I moved the queen up, I was just thinking about the knights here. I wasn't even thinking about this. So, yeah, immediately I should take. And not only that, it was there for several moves because I just totally was not thinking. So that's a good example of chess blindness. You know, I get too involved in the game and thinking about the things that I'm thinking about and not seeing the whole picture. I mean, there was so much going on around here and I was just trying to save everything. So his move here with the knight was just a terrible move. See, he was actually better here. I was in trouble. And the move to save it was this one, huh? Goes here, I take the bishop. He can take the rook. Take back. He takes there. And he ended up a piece up, I think. Right? He's got 3 pieces and I have 2. Yeah. But that was a complicated set of exchanges. So I was losing and then he blundered. And then I missed the... like I said, this was very tricky. And then I missed that mate in 2. When did I first get into trouble here? It says he was slightly better along here. It says this is even. Yeah, oh, when I moved the queen, of course. Yeah, I was doing very good this game until I moved the queen. So I shouldn't try doing anything tricky, or maybe I should move the knight first. That's the computer suggestion. Makes sense. This is still protected, I suppose. But what happens if he takes it? I can take the bishop. And if he takes the bishop back, then I can take the knight. So it was indirectly protected still. So that's why I didn't want to move it, but I was worried for nothing. And then I moved the queen to increase the pressure on this diagonal, but I gave up the knight. And he has an even game after this, and then he made things complicated. He was actually better for a while, and then he blundered. I gave him a chance just for fairness. That's right. Okay, let's get another game here. So I think I got over 1700 here. Yeah, 1702. Yeah, let's go with the English. Hey, symmetrical. I don't see that. I play that myself, but I don't see that very often. So if I just go with I can still do it. I'll just put the knight here. And let him take it if he wants to. Dare you to take that knight? Ah, he didn't even take it. So let's just get castled here. Okay, it ruins the plan of playing the playing the Botvinnik system. But I can play kind of a reverse Sicilian, reverse dragon. The knight can go here. Bishop can go here, but it can get chased. Chased by the knight, that's what I'm concerned about. Knight here to here. Let's play this pawn up first and then knight here. So if he wants to dislodge my knight, he'll have to kick it. It'd be nice to get the bishop in, and then the knight would be threatening to go here, but like I said, he can kick the knight with his, kick the bishop with his knight. Yeah, let's go here and see if we get a reaction. I can put the queen here, and then I'll have some pressure on the b6 pawn after he plays a6 to chase my knight back. Okay, now if I play here and he attacks my knight, I can jump in here. I have two squares are of interest. Put either the knight or the bishop on either one of those squares. Yeah, so how about bishop here? I put the bishop here, he takes, I take back, and then he attacks my knight. Can I move it away safely anywhere? I could go to here. Plus, I'm attacking his bishop. Oh, I could go with a knight here. That hits his bishop. He could step up. And then I could go here, hitting this bishop. I just like putting my pieces in his camp like this. So he just takes it. Yeah, that's a reasonable decision. I mean, he has to move his rook, but it probably wants to move there anyway, so. Oh, he didn't move it. Weird. I mean, this pawn was weak, but I wouldn't sacrifice an exchange to just to keep that pawn from getting in trouble. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to bring my rook to the C file here. Wanted to defend this pawn in advance. I don't know if that was necessary. And, okay, let's kick the knight out of there. I don't think you should stay there. I don't think you should stay there at all. Okay, going back. So you're going somewhere else, huh? Now I can do pawn up. He takes, I'll exchange rooks and then take the pawn. He pushes, I can take the pawn. So I will go here. And then if the pawn stays there, I can have this as a perch. I have this as a perch too. Oh, this is nice. Just spotted it. Nice little fork there. Oh, he noticed. So I think I have to take in this case. That was what I'm going to do. Anyway. Then, and he took back with the... so let's step aside with the knight. He is attacking my pawn. It's defended, I guess. I don't know. I don't want my knight to get kicked, so let's concentrate our fire on this pawn. If he pushes it, I take the bishop. He didn't push it, huh? If he takes, I'll take back. That's pretty dangerous. So let's go here, though. This is what he's asking for. Oh, maybe his plan was to pin my bishop. Oh, he just took it. Queen still defends this pawn. How interesting. So, go back here. Yeah, I'd like him to take this pawn so I can take back and pin his queen and king. He doesn't want to do that. Okay, I might just bring my knight here, kicking his rook. Oh, grab the pawn. It's defended. Though maybe there's threats. Maybe there are threats. So here hits the rook, here hits the queen. I'm not sure where I want to go. Where's his rook going? And is it really trouble? Let's hit the queen, because the queen has to stay defending this pawn. I mean, this knight. So it's got limited moves, and I can kick with the pawn here. It's always nice to get the knight closer to the king. You were thinking about this? Yeah. That's not going to work. I think about things like that too, so you have my sympathies. Went there. So I'm going to push this pawn here. He can't take with check, and if he moves the knight, I will take his queen. He'll probably take the pawn. No, but then I'll take the knight. How about if I go here? Oh, he can take it. Gotta move. If the knight moves, I'll just trade queens. Although he maybe could throw in a check. Yeah, I think if the knight goes here, I have to take it. Where was I thinking? This check. So the knight could get there by going here to here, or by going here to here. Something to watch out for. I guess it's not immediately happening. Immediately, I think he has to move the rook or take the pawn. And if he takes twice, pawn takes, knight takes. I can take his knight. I guess it's all right. I can take here, I can block. So let's go here. This pins the knight. I wasn't even thinking about that. So now this is doubly attacked. So he's got to defend it. And now we can fork. Okay. Now we can attack the rook. I always hate it when things like that happen. It like surprises me a little bit. So he attacks the queen, but I can take. That's why sometimes I lose when my opponent makes a bad move, because the bad move surprises me so much that I blunder myself. He resigned. Okay, that was a good one. I think that's my first win over 1700.